Welcome back, y'all. It's the Amanda Seales Show. I'm Amanda Seales, and it's time for some Blackcurrant news. Blackcurrant news. Don Lemon. So Don Lemon was like out and about last week talking about this interview that he did with Elon Musk. I ain't never seen nobody just like really promote an interview in a while, but he said, y'all gonna get this interview. So he put out this interview. And if y'all are still like, nah, I like Elon Musk, I need y'all to stop. And if this interview doesn't check you, I don't know what will. Let's take a listen.
Listen, let's talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right. That's been a target of yours lately on X. There was a repost of Ben Shapiro that you claim that DEI is killing people. Specifically, you point to medicine. You claim that DEI programs are putting people at risk. Do you really believe this to be true? And what evidence do you have to support it?
If the standards for passing medical exams and becoming a doctor, or especially something like a surgeon, if the standards are lowered, then the probability that the surgeon will make a mistake is higher. They're making mistakes in their exam. They may make mistakes with people, and that may result in people dying.
What evidence do you have, though, that they're lowering the standards? There's no evidence of that.
I believe there is.
There's no evidence of that, Elon. What is the evidence?
I believe they have literally lowered the standards at Duke University, and that is what the article was referring to.
So when they say lower standards, what they really mean is that they can't imagine that non-white people would be able to meet the current standard. So therefore, in order to have them in the program, a standard must be lowered. This is the narrative that very erroneously gets put forth when we talk about DEI and affirmative action. For the record, for the millionth, tillionth time. Actually, you know what? Since I love to use my little voice.
Here we go.
The point of affirmative action and DEI is not to lower the standard. It's to expand the options. So in a, like, if I can just put it even plainer, it's like, it's not a top to bottom thing. It's expanding the left and right. Okay. It's like, let's look at, if we were only looking at white people, then we're only getting a limited access to talent. And that has been who has had the most access to these spaces.
Yep.
So if we expand our scope to include people that haven't typically had access to this space, but are still at the same level of brilliance, then it gives our space more diversity. But in order to do that in a nation that has been committed to racism, we have to have active trajectories and intention. And that is what DEI and affirmative action was seeking to do, seeking to level the field with intention in the same way that the field was suppressed intentionally.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
it. But you see, DEI is the new CRT. Every election, they come up with a new boogeyman that they try and scare people with into, voting to protect America, et cetera. But we all know that I feel like they bullshitting. I don't think they really are scared of this.
Me either. I agree with you 100%.
I think this is just something that they just put out there to try and make like demagogues of themselves. That was a word of the week last week. So since they want something to be afraid of, we came up with some horror fiction titles that I'm working on to really get them shaking in their bones. First one, The Haunting of White Mediocrity. Next one, a spinoff of Paranormal Activities called White Paranoia Activities. It's a lot. Next one, The Exorcism of Karen.
Oh, that's scary. That's scary.
Yeah. Instead of 666, it's 911. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, instead of The Shining, we have Black People Stay Shining, A Tale of White Fear.
Starring Amanda Seales.
Starring, directed by, edited, and written by. Like, give me all of the coins. We always have to ask this very important question. Why should Black people care? Because white supremacists will try to gas themselves up while gaslighting us.
Bars.
We ain't having it. What are your thoughts on the effort to end DEI? Hit me up 1-855-AMANDA8. That's 1-855-262-6328. Up next, I got to tell you about my week last week. We'll get into it on the Amanda Seales Show.